Hi everybody, I'm Skiwithpete, and today we are taking a look at the Z-77 from Mechanical Eagle. This Mechanical Eagle keyboard was sent to me by Mechanical Eagle for the purpose of this review. This is the Z-77. I've not been inside of it before. The only other thing I can tell you just before we get inside is this is the green switch version. Green switch. There you go. All right, first things first, a little typing test. Cool. Let's take a quick walk around the keyboard here. On the back, you can see you got some plasticiness with a fixed cable. That cable is not routed out. You also have some feet you can stick out, which I will. There's like a curved surface here, but this top, it's metally. It looks plasticky. It sounds plasticky, but it's cold, like it's definitely metal. That's a metal top plate. Here we have Utemu switches, and they are green in color. I'm just gonna pop one of these keycaps off. You can take a look. Oh no, you don't. You have blues. That's weird that it says that it's green and that it's actually a blue. So this keyboard is using single shot ABS plastic, as you can see here. Oh, that's even weirder. It looks like double shot. This actually looks like it was a double shot, but for some reason it's like laser etched. It's got those non-contiguous again. But that's not laser etched. That's actually double shot. They actually double shot it. That is so weird. That's such a weird choice. Super weird choice here. Okay, so what they've done is they've created a double shot keycap set that actually looks like it's a laser etched keycap shot. You can see here with the 8 being non-contiguous, it doesn't have that middle piece, but it actually could because this is a proper double shot keycap. Okay, the other thing to say is these are definitely Utemu switches. You can tell because Utemu has that weird shape that nobody else has. But they're blue, even though the outside of the box said green. You can hear how clicky that is. What an unusual... Yeah, you can feel that these are definitely double shot and not laser etched, but they've chosen... So weird. They've chosen to make it look like it was laser etched. Bizarre. You can also see what they've done here. They've done a style choice. This is going to be an LED backlit keyboard. But you can see here the LEDs are all going to be on top. And they've put the number and the bracket, or the 8 and the star. They've put that all at the top. So that will all shine through. That's actually a pretty clever move on their part. Just looking at the layout, we are looking at a TKL keyboard here. This is a TKL keyboard. It's got the arrow keys, but it's missing the 10 keys, which should normally be over here, but it's not any smaller than that. It definitely has the F row. Some gamers might appreciate how close this F row is to the numbers. You know, if you're, say, a Warcraft or a Starcraft player, it's pretty close there, pretty convenient. This also has the standard bottom row, which is nice if you want to be able to change your keycaps. Just going to give another quick typing test. Cool. Okay. Now, one of the neat features of this Mechanical Eagle keyboard is that it's got removable switches. Now, I'm not talking about keycaps here, because the keycaps are definitely removable, but these switches are also hot pluggable. So let's get inside here and show you exactly what I'm talking about. So they send along this extra bag with some extra stuff, and amongst the stuff that they send is this switch Here, a switch puller. You know, if it was me, I would invest in a proper switch puller. I don't know why I'm even using that thing. Let me just zoom out a little bit so you can see here. Look, these are available at oneupkeyboards.com and they're only $5. I got a black one, but I think the other ones are all green. This is just, like, if you're going to do it, you might as well do it properly with a decent tool, because that other one stunk pretty badly. Oh, that didn't come out. So just pulled that out. Now, in the live stream, one of the guys was asking about, you can see there's the holes. In the live stream, one of the guys was asking about these pins. And what I'm going to do is just grab, first let me show you just a standard Gateron black. And you can see the difference in those pin sizes. So I'm going to say that this one, much like that one, unfortunately is probably not going to work. But it wouldn't matter anyways, because the Gateron on the right doesn't have the LED opening at the bottom. You see, there's that square space there. And on the right, that doesn't exist. So it wouldn't really matter. You couldn't use a Gateron in this situation anyways. But what I do have is some SMD-based Gaterons. Here's an SMD-based Gateron. And the way we're going to be able to tell the difference is it doesn't have that crazy housing around the top, the way that the Utemu switch does. That's the first thing. But look, it actually has the same type of bottom. Okay, I'm just going to try to push this Gateron in here, although I'm fairly certain of the result. There's the Utemu. This is a Gateron. I know they're both blues, but I only have blues in SMD, and I can tell you for sure that's not going in. There's no way that that's going to go in the hole. No, and let me just. There's no way. Look, the front of it'll go in, but the back end just won't. I'm trying to force it in there to show you, but there's really no way that's ever going to go in. Yeah, there's no chance of that, really. Okay, let me grab the key puller. No, look, and you can see here, I was pushing as hard as I could, and what you're going to see, do you see that I've actually bent the little pin? You see that bend in there? The reason that's bent is that I was just trying to force it into a hole it wasn't going to fit in. So these pins are just, I'm just going to straighten this out while I'm here. These pins are just much too big to fit in. So unfortunately, even though these Utemus are hot swappable and can be replaced, the problem that you're going to have is they're ultimately not that replaceable. But my dear friends who've already bought one of these Z-77s with the hot swappable switch, let me just do a little comparison here. This is the Utemu switch on the right. This is the Gateron switch on the left. I'm going to do it right by the microphone so you can hear it. Utemu, Gateron. Utemu, Gateron. Now, supposing you did want to make some modifications here. Supposing you lived in a universe where you thought, you know what, I really want to be able to get inside and customize these Utemus. Well, you absolutely can. Utemus are a spring that switch rather that opens. And all you need to do is just get inside. I wanted to see if that would fit, and it clearly does not. Maybe this does. No, it doesn't either. I'm just going to grab a pair of tweezers for this. But basically, you can crack this housing open. The way you do that is like that. You get under it and open it like this, and then flip it over to the other side. Get under it and open it like that. There you go. Now I've got both sides open. We can get inside this little switch. Oops. You just pops all the way open like that. And you can see all the different parts inside. For those of you who've never been inside of a blue switch before, I'll show you how it works. You see that little white piece there? That's not connected to the top blue piece. And that's what causes your clicky noise. Alright, I'm going to take this thing out. And I'm actually going to open up a get-around black. So now I'm just opening up my get-around black here. These non-magnetic tweezers, you can find these in the About section below. I really like these non-magnetic tweezers. Whoops. Blow apart here. And I'm going to put the Utemu housing back on it. Yeah, that totally works. So you could actually open all these switches up and replace them. But as I said before, really you only have that choice because you can't put a different switch in here. Having said all that, I'm going to just pop this puppy back in. Having put that in, I'm now going to take it back out. I'm going to put this... Wait a sec. That's the get-around. I'm going to put one of these. These two are off to the side. I'm going to put one of these back in. Just so it remains. A holy Utemu. Okay, cool. Let's pull this back out. They come with these crappy key pullers. Yeah. Skip those. And like I say, that crappy switch puller, skip that too. So just looking back at this keyboard, we do have the standard bottom row and an ANSI layout. This cord looks like it's about 6 foot. It's just a normal plastic cord. It's not braided or anything. That flicker, of course, is not happening in real life. It's just happening here because of the frame rate. Function L1. Function L2, function L3, function L4, function L5. These are obviously the different modes. This is called target usually. And that's the single mode again. Cool. So those are the RGB LED modes that are available. You can also speed it up or turn the brightness up or turn the brightness down. And then let's just pick one of these that let's speed it up. So this has been the Mechanical Eagle Z-77 keyboard. For an RGB keyboard that's kind of at the budget end, to have an ANSI standard bottom row with removable switches, which means you could buy other keycap sets for this that'll fit. And if there's any switch tuning you want to do, you can of course do that. It's got the RGB LED in there, so there's lots of available options. Utemi blues aren't really that bad. You know what? If RGB is the important thing for you, this might actually be the keyboard for you to choose. So this is the Mechanical Eagle Z-77 TKL keyboard. It's pretty solid actually. It's just giving it some flex test there. It's a pretty solid board. I don't really have many complaints about it. I mean, obviously, if it was real cherries or even better Gateron switches, that would be nicer. But Utemi's, especially in the blue, isn't that bad. And the ability to tune them like that means that you can really make the most of this. That standard bottom row, again, you can totally take advantage of it. And even though these look like they're really cheap keycaps, they're not. They're double shot, shine through keycaps, so they would definitely last you a little while. I'm going to say, you know what? This keyboard is probably worth keeping around. So if you're thinking about buying your first mechanical keyboard, I still recommend the QFR or Quickfire Rapid from Cooler Master. But this definitely, if RGB is your thing, this is definitely a competitor in that market. Again, I have a real problem with boards that have these non-standard bottom rows. The standard bottom row looks like this: 1.25, 1.25, 1.25, 6.25U spacebar, 1.25, 1.25, 1.25, 1.25. So this one's actually, it's pretty good, you know. I'm just gonna pull up that spacebar. You know, so this uses cherry stabilizers. Those look plate mounted, which again's pretty good, you know. Makes it a lot easier to switch back and forth your keycaps. I'm going to say this is a pretty decent keyboard. You know what? A couple little aesthetic choices here with this thicker bottom and the thicker top. You know, I wish that was a little more minimalist, but you know, that's just a stylistic thing. There's certainly no reason that has to be that way. This is a pretty, shaping up to be a pretty decent keyboard. Thank you to Mechanical Eagle for sending this through to me, for having me try this out. I really do appreciate it. Thank you to everybody who's tuned in today. Don't forget, you can go into the About section below and check for relevant links to this and everything else you can see on my desk. Thank you to everybody who supports this channel. Don't forget, you can press like and subscribe. If you'd like to support the channel, you can do so either through Patreon or buying me a cup of coffee in the About section below. Thanks again for tuning in today, guys. We'll see you guys again soon.